fifth.
Yeah, definitely not. This is take number 3.
Take number
so
3.
It's
5.3.
Yeah,
5
episode 5.3.
Is it 5.2? Yeah.
Of the Next Steps podcast. Welcome. We're glad that you could join us, and we are here together once again for the podcast that we love so much.
We do.
After this week, we may never do it again. No, I'm just joking. This is going to be a weekly thing. We are going to do it, but we're glad to have Nathan here with us. This is Nathan Crossan,
thanks for having me.
our student pastor, and we'll get to him here in just a second. We're not going to ignore him, but we are going to kick right off into our recap. We had 4 points in the sermon on Sunday, and I joke, every good sermon has 3 points. That's not true, because the sermon Sunday was fantastic. We looked at one verse in Habakkuk, book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. And we just plugged right in there. You had 4 points there. Righteousness is a gift from God. Righteousness can only be received by faith. Christ's righteousness, through that we can be declared justified in the eyes of God. And then the 4th point is by faith. The righteous will persevere through difficult times. And so if you're going to recap the sermon, if you're going to tell us your favorite point, whichever one it may be, however you want to do this, put a recap on Sunday sermon.
Well, I would say I don't know if I have a favorite point. I think, but if out of the 4 points, I would go with number 3 because I believe it sums up the first 2 points very clearly, and it makes point 4 possible. So I would say point 3 is probably, if you had to pick a favorite, it would be that. And the reason for that is because it's just simply a reminder that you and I, Nathan and I, we can't get to God the Father on our own, right? We need the righteousness of Christ. We need to place our faith in the righteousness of Christ. The only way we can be made right in the eyes of God, the only way we can be made just, the only way we can be reconciled with the holy God is by trusting in the righteous work of Jesus Christ. And that righteous work consists of his death on the cross, his burial, and his resurrection. If I was to give a recap of just the entire sermon, I don't know if it's so much a recap, and maybe it is, but it's probably more of along the lines of, I wish I could have had more time Sunday because I would like to have expanded on this point. But just, I made a statement that anytime we go through an Old Testament book, I'd like to see the connection it has with the New Testament and the connection it has with Jesus Christ and how it points to Christ. And that was the goal Sunday. But I wish I would have had more time to expand upon that connection between the Old Testament and the New Testament. You look at it, and we know that God's the one that spoke Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, right?
Right.
And he told Habakkuk to write it down. And it's really the second half we focused on. It says, but the righteous shall live by his faith. But what's amazing about that is that it's another 600 years before that statement is, that as we know it. I'm sure it had been read by others, but not written down again in the scriptures until the Apostle Paul wrote it in Galatians chapter 3, verse 11, or what we know to be Galatians 3:11. Wrote it again in Romans chapter 1, verse 17. And then the author of Hebrews goes and he writes it in what we know to be Hebrews chapter 10, verse 38. And what I'm fixing to say, I know to you guys, is going to be like one of those things like, well, duh. But I just want us to see the connection here, right? So we have Habakkuk, who's in the Old Testament. We have the book of Romans, or the letter of the Romans, and the letter to the Galatians, and the book of Hebrews that are in the New Testament. But yet, they all say the very same thing. And I think sometimes we can rush past that. And it's this reminder to us that, I think sometimes we look at the scriptures, you see the Old Testament, you see the New Testament, and it's easy to think that there's 2 books there, or 2 Bibles. But when we understand that there's this 600-year connection and the same statement is being used, it's this reminder to you, it's a reminder to me that there are not 2 different Bibles, there's not 2 different messages, and there's not 2 different plans for salvation. It's this reminder that there is one God, there is one plan, there's one story, and there is one gospel, right? And that gospel points to Jesus Christ. And so the Old Testament kind of pushes forward to the New Testament, and the New Testament reveals fully what the Old Testament has revealed. And I love it because you have Habakkuk who's writing this down. And of course, he receives this in a vision. But think about this. Habakkuk, he receives, or actually he saw the promise, right? The Apostle Paul explained the promise in the 2 times he used it. And then the author of Hebrews what he did is he showed us how that promise is lived out in light of the promise, right?
Yeah.
And how that promise is fulfilled in Jesus Christ. And so it's this reminder that the Old Testament is not an old relic of a book that's no longer useful. It is useful. It is relevant, right? That it doesn't oppose the New Testament, but rather it points to the New Testament. Yeah. And the New Testament doesn't disconnect itself from the Old Testament, but rather it fulfills it.
Yeah.
And so I know it sounds like a broken record, but in the end, it just makes it very clear that there is one God, there is one redemptive plan, there is one gospel, and then it's centered on Jesus Christ.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's not two separate books.
Oh, no.
Jesus from Genesis to Revelation.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of times, and this is kind of a common thing, people would say, and there's an Old Testament God and a New Testament God, because Jesus breaks the two in half. And really, it's not. It's the same God from the beginning to the end. Jesus is there. John chapter 1:1 tells us he was there in the beginning, and it's written all in there. And so for you to say, hey, we're tying all this together, from Habakkuk to Galatians to Romans to Hebrews, it's all the same passage, written so far apart with the same meaning, and absolutely love that.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nathan, this is kind of a special segment right here. I don't even want to do the theme song.
Why not? You got to do it now. We've done it twice.
Got to.
So
Yeah,
we've
we've already. You guys have plenty of practice.
Yep.
So, all right, this is a special segment. It's called "Tell Me About It," and it's just kind of it's specifically for you, Nathan. You guys know the theme song now, so
actually, can you help me again?
You need help again. All right, here we go. You ready? You ready? It starts off like this. Dun, 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 dun.
I got it now.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love it. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
Tell
me about it. That's good.
All
That's
right.
good.
I like it.
I love a good theme song. For those of you who remember Dad Jokes with Josh, Dad Jokes with Josh, or Bad Jokes.
Bad Jokes is more like it. But
so we were in New York, and that's why this segment exists. We were in New York, and Jackson and Nathan have been talking. Apparently, Nathan says this often, and so Jackson was talking about Nathan loving the way Bibles smell.
That's right.
And I saw Greg's Bible there on the stage. It was a really nice Bible. I said, I bet Greg's Bible smells fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Jackson cracked up. We went and looked at it. It was really nice. And so I just asked.
And did it smell good?
I didn't sniff it.
Wow.
I felt it. I said, man, that thing is so soft. It was,
kudos for not smelling another person's Bible.
You know, I just.
Would you smell his Bible?
Oh, yeah. If you're going to sit and talk about these nice Bibles, like
it was really nice.
It
was really nice.
All right.
But, no, I didn't. But that kind of, so I asked you guys if you would bring a special Bible or meaningful Bible with you. And people who are just listening to the podcast, they won't be able to see them. But we'll be able to tell them about it. So I'll start, and I'll just tell you a little bit about my Bible. This is my dad's Bible. My family, we all pitched in and bought him this Bible before he passed away on Father's Day. We bought it for him for Father's Day. And it's kind of a special Bible to me, just because it's a little wonky, right? Like Bibles are Bibles, but this one goes from Jeremiah chapter 13 to Jeremiah chapter 23. Allen, it's an Allen Reader version, single column, really nice, really expensive, New King James. So whenever we contacted Allen and said, hey, would you guys be willing to fix this thing or give us a new one, they never got back with us. And so I decided after he passed away, I was just going to keep it the way it was. It's got some of his notes. It's got it's got some really, really nostalgic things in it. So I just keep it the way it is. He didn't have it for long, but it does have some of his handwriting in it, which to me is really awesome. But that's my special Bible. It's nice and soft, and it doesn't, it's goat skin, but you can't really smell it. So anyways, I kick it off to you, Nathan. Tell us about your Bible there.
Awesome. So this is mine. It's been my favorite I've had it for about 3 years now. It's an ESV published by Crossway, the Heirloom Thin Line edition. So just a little bit of a disclaimer as Jackson, has heard me talk about sniffing my Bible and everything. I've tried to tell them, you need to have a Bible that you love to pick up, right? Like you love to spend time in the Word, and it's something you look forward to. So I really do. I look forward to picking up this Bible. I love the way it feels. Obviously, I love the way it smells. It's pretty good too. But I've really enjoyed this one. And I've shared this with you guys. Kaylee makes fun of me because in my office I've got a stack of ESV Bibles that if you just looked at the edge there, they all look very, very similar, but there's the hair different. And she'll say they're all the same. Like, no, there's a little difference there. One is a little bit bigger, one's a little bit thicker, doesn't have as nice a leather or anything. And so finally got this one as a Christmas present because it was on the more expensive side. And so I've really enjoyed it and hanging on to it for now. There for a little bit, I didn't know if I was ever going to find the right Bible, and this one has been good for me
Nice.
for a while now. So yeah,
For 3 years, you said?
3 years
you've had
now,
it?
which doesn't sound like that long, but whenever I think I'd bought like 4 or 5 over the course of like a year. Yeah, it was like, you need to stop buying Bibles, and you have a problem. More than just smelling Bibles.
Yeah.
So often do you huff it?
Probably
I don't
probably
know if
at
I've ever smelled my
least
Bible.
once a week. I think next time I preach, I'm just going to have to get in front of everybody. And
Just give it a sniff.
Mine
Yeah.
kind of smells cinnamon.
I mean, there's some good coffee stains in here too.
Nice.
That's Matthew 5, Sermon on the Mount, man. It apparently, I spilled coffee all over that one.
Hey.
Speaking
I
of,
was going to say, go ahead.
you led me right into
Yeah.
it. If you guys aren't a part of our midweek services, we're kicking off
There you go.
Sermon on the Mount this
Yeah.
week.
Nice.
With adults in the sanctuary.
Yeah, with adults in
Yeah.
the sanctuary. This episode will come out after we begin, so if you missed it, you can catch it on the website. I'm excited to be able to kick us off, and then we have some other teachers. There's going to be 5 of us teaching.
6 of us actually
6
total.
of us.
Yeah, 6 of us total teaching.
So
it'll
really
be good.
excited about
It's
that.
going to be good.
Coffee stains in a Bible are great.
That is.
Great.
Yeah.
Just means you're caffeinated and
Jealous because I
Full of
can't
the
drink
word.
coffee.
That's
just
sad.
not real coffee.
I got to drink fake coffee, yes.
I thought you said you
Decaf.
can, you'll just pass out.
Well, that too. But decaf.
True.
It's just not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same.
Sorry.
Well, let's hear about yours.
All right. Well, mine is not made of fancy leather, goat skin, or anything like that. If you were able to see this, and I know some of you that maybe are watching on Facebook or online on our website, you can see it. It's really wore down. I've had this Bible for 18 years. I got it in 2008. It's an ESV, English Standard Version, made by Crossway, just like Nathan's. I got this one for free and received a letter back in 2008. They were giving away several Bibles, or a certain amount of Bibles, to pastors who replied. And you get online. I did it, didn't think I was going to get one because there's a lot of pastors that applied, but got it, and I'm glad I did. It has become my favorite Bible. This is the Bible I use to do my own personal Bible study time from, but I like it because, I'm going to use a big word here, it has copious amounts of notes.
Hey.
And but in the 18 years that I've owned it, I've highlighted, I've written in it, there's prayers written in it, and it's a valuable book anyway, right?
Yeah.
But just everything that the Lord has revealed to me in the last 18 years, a lot of it's written in here. And not only that, this Bible turned me towards beginning to preach out of the English Standard. Up to that point, I was using the NIV, but this just kind of changed me, transformed my life personally, and I believe it's helped transform my life preaching-wise as well. So
Yeah.
it's been good.
The Bible definitely has some miles on it.
It does.
And I
It
think
does.
those are the special ones. You just even flipping through it, seeing all the notes and stuff. Whenever Nathan said you want to have a Bible that you love to have and hold, and that's kind of a big deal. If you enjoy something, even just the feel or the look or the way it reads. But all that to say, there is kind of a caveat there. I've heard somebody say one time that all Bibles are the same. They may be different translations, but they're all the same. Number one, they're not all the same because they may have different bindings or they may have different notes or different things. But also, like, there are some translations. I don't call them translations. There are some transliterations that are just complete garbage, and that's not saying that the Bible is garbage.
No.
But that transliteration, the way that they have changed the word, there's a spectrum there from word for word, thought for thought. And if you have any questions about biblical translations, we would love to talk to you about that. Just to tell you, there are some that I would definitely steer clear from totally. Some that I would say, hey, I would probably read this maybe in my personal study time, but I probably wouldn't teach from it. Maybe use a quote or something from a passage or whatever. But just want to throw that out there, kind of a freebie for this episode. Nice. But anyways, all this Bible talk, all because Nathan is here. We're glad that you're here.
Yeah, we are.
Just kind of curious, if you would. we like to celebrate things in this podcast. And I know summertime is just wrapped up. We're kicking kids out and we're sending them back to school. The parents all across the world are rejoicing right now, unless you're in New York, because they hadn't started back to school. They still have off like another month or something. But anyways, for us, we're really excited. But we know that summertime was amazing for you. So if you would just kind of sum up your summer, give us kind of the rundown, and then some things maybe on the horizon.
Right. Man, a lot of highlights, a lot of activities. Summer's our busy time with camps and all the things like that. So the big one being Falls Creek. That's a pretty well-known place. You go around the state and mention Falls Creek, a lot of people are familiar with it, good or bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
Sadly.
I've had to kind of defend Falls Creek a little bit here recently. But man, we had a good week. Week 1 of June, there was no tornado warning. That's something to celebrate. We didn't have to go into the mech.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it rained on us.
I don't think it did.
It still hasn't rained on us.
I was going to say it hadn't rained very
last
much.
few
Yeah, it's true.
Months,
That
I
is
guess.
true. Yeah.
Anyway, man, it was a good week. We took a bunch of kids, maxed out our cabin. But really, I was even more excited about the number of sponsors we had. That's been building and growing. We've got a lot of great people that are ready to serve, and we're so grateful for them. And a week like that can't happen without, I think it was like 36 total adults that were there all week long.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. Between small group leaders, 22 of those, I believe, helping out in the kitchen, like you guys were there, some extra support staff. And so really awesome to have that many people go and everything go fairly smoothly. And obviously, man, to celebrate what God did spiritually. I saw 4 students give their life to Christ.
Amen.
Which is awesome.
Amen.
Yeah.
And what's cool is it wasn't even a super heavy evangelistic year. So Falls Creek rotates between really evangelism, attributes of God, and then spiritual disciplines. And so this year was really focused on the Great Commission and going and making disciples. And so to see 4 students give their life to Christ was awesome. And then to see a lot of students catch the vision for disciple making, I think was what I was excited about, kind of celebrating that as they go back into the school year and as they get into some of these routines that they're getting back into in the fall. More than just how can I grow spiritually, how can I help others too? Yeah. And I think a lot of them, especially some of our older leaders and some younger ones too, but realizing that really making disciples is a great way for you to grow yourself.
Yeah.
It's not one or the other. Really, you need both. You need to be poured into. You also need to be pouring out into other people. And so it's cool to see them realize that. And then again, a super summer 2 weeks later at the campus of OBU, which is always good to go back and hang out. Yeah. At OBU, a lot of construction going on there right now, but that's always fun. Really just challenging those students in their leadership and trying to pour out into other students and really understand what they believe and why they believe it. And so they were really challenged with that. Rustin Umstadt came last minute. Speaker changed, something crazy happened. He came and man, he did an awesome job. For me, it was kind of a reminder of being in the classroom, like a professor teaching theology, but you could see his youth ministry background as well and the way that it meshed. And so many times I felt like kids just had light bulbs coming on. And it's kind of the fun thing where you might have taught it multiple times and then it finally like clicks.
Yeah.
Yep. But it was so good. I was really excited for all that was happening there at Super Summer. And then just to be able to spend some extra time with those leadership kids that are ready to be challenged and have the bar set really high for them and really challenge them. And so I was excited for that. Came back and a lot of those kids served at VBS as we welcomed the 5th graders kind of into the youth ministry. They got to hang out upstairs with us. So that was a really good week being around for VBS. I know you guys saw all of that and just the excitement there. And then, getting into the school year, just kind of looking ahead of what we got going on. See at the Pole is kind of that first event. It always seems far away until it's not, because it's like 2 or 3 weeks away now. But September 23rd, National Day of Student Prayer. So to see students go out and lead prayer, where I'm not doing anything other than showing up with donuts, which usually is encouraging.
That's always encouraging.
You know, kids are getting out of the cars and they're like, hey, what are those white boxes of donuts doing?
Yeah, you would be surprised how many people are like, hey, it's the first Sunday, where's donuts?
I was going to say.
Yeah.
So it's not just students.
That's true.
Everybody loves a donut.
They're ready for it.
Yeah.
And so,
I like a donut.
Man, it's cool to see some of our students that are leaders in their school being able to pray in front of 100 of their friends and be vocal about that. And so our prayer is for them to be bold, but then also to have conversations later on in that day as people ask, like, hey, I saw you praying. Tell me about that. Like, what's going on there? So that's what we try to encourage them in that day. We've got Soul Sisters coming up.
I like it.
I won't really be there, be part of it, but Kaylee and some of our ladies are working on that and really trying to encourage our younger girls to realize what it means to be created in the image of God. And I told the guys on Sunday, you guys are created in the image of God too, but
yeah.
specifically this event for the ladies to talk about that.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't want to go to that event anyway.
I don't think so. So we're going to have another one for them. We're going to call it Bible Bros.
I like it.
Soul Sisters, hard to beat, but Bible Bros,
That's pretty close.
It flows good.
pretty good.
Flows
Bible,
good.
that's alliteration. Soul, sisters, Bible, bros.
I like it.
I like it.
It's going to be
Walk
fun.
around sniffing each other.
It'll be, yep.
like your Bible.
Yeah, yes.
I'm gonna coach him up on
correct
how
that. Sniff your Bible.
How to find a good Bible. And, even if it's not the fancy leather.
No.
Yeah, well, I don't
He
have
said it
fancy.
smells like cinnamon.
It did. I don't know.
See, it's 18 years of Bible study, man.
That's right.
Sweet. Sweet smell.
That's
right.
right. That's right.
Like Psalm 19.
That's
Sweeter
right.
than honey.
Ooh, I like it.
That's right. So excited for that. We'll do something fun today. Maybe go fishing and just have a good time and challenge those guys to be godly men.
That's biblical.
It
Bible
is.
bros going fishing?
Yeah.
That's right. I mean,
Dude.
it doesn't get
Yeah,
better.
triple
Okay.
B. Bass, Bibles, and Bros.
Ooh.
No, don't do that.
I don't think so. We'll stick with Bible Bros.
Yeah, Bible Bros.
And that part could change, yeah. But then, October, fall break. You do any hunting over fall break?
I do, that because
Little bit.
hunting season starts October 1st.
I know. It's a popular time around here.
Yeah.
But also fall break. We've
Yeah.
tried to do a fall retreat, fall discipleship retreat, discipleship weekend. This year, it's fall break lock-in. Lock-in. Now, not lock-in like you guys used to do when you were youth
I was
pastors.
going to say,
a
I'm
little
not.
different, yeah.
Yeah, if it's a stand up all night,
They
I'm
are.
out.
They're going to sleep, but we're going to be here at the church.
Okay.
So we've done host homes before. We've done some other things. So this year we're having kids. Hey, bring an air mattress. We are going to sleep. We're not staying up all night. But worship and teaching in the evening, some team activities, competitions, having some fun. Friday night they'll stay the night, and then we'll be here all day Saturday as well. And so it's gonna be a good time
So
over fall break.
it's a lock in
Lock
as
in.
you lock in
That's right.
to Christ.
You gotta lock in.
Yeah.
I like it.
See, it's funny. They say it's still a phrase they use, but they
Yeah.
don't like it when we say it.
No, they don't
Why?
like it at all.
Because we're old.
Yeah, just because I
Yeah.
guess so. Which I don't feel that old,
I'm going to start using it.
but
You should.
Get locked in.
I do it at
See
the
if you
house
can
all
use
the
it.
time, and Asher and Jackson are both like, "All right, dude, like that's enough."
All right.
Come on, man.
Sunday morning.
Locked
Trying to
in.
be,
Let's
trying
get
to be
locked
hip
in.
here.
Figure out how you can use it Sunday morning.
All right.
You'll see all their heads pop up.
Okay.
It'll be good.
Time for us to get
Now
locked in.
they're listening anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
All
They do.
right.
They take good notes.
They do.
I watch.
I see
Yeah.
them taking notes all the
They do.
time.
That's good.
They do.
Yep.
One more thing, Friendsgiving. That's kind of looking ahead. November 18th, I believe it is, the Wednesday before or a week ahead of Thanksgiving. Just a Thanksgiving meal with friends. It's been a big hit for student ministry the last few years. I think I counted like 205 students last year. It's a lot of food, and it's legit food. You guys, you've been around. Sarah Starringer, Ashley Bigham, two of our kind of main cooks there have been killing it. Talking like full-on turkeys. So we're like finding all the fridges we can find to put turkeys in the days leading up to it. Sarah's hand peeling potatoes.
That's the best part.
Mashed potatoes, man, like legit.
Not box, mashed.
Potatoes.
I like
it is
it.
a good meal. Some rolls. We had a lot of good help serving food last year. I think the plan right now, if weather permits, we've got a big tent that we're going to set up out in the field out back and put everybody underneath it and have a good time out there. Some flag football afterwards. Somebody said we need an adult team. So you guys up for some flag football that night?
Smoke those kids. I mean, wait.
If I'm all-time passer,
Okay.
all-time quarterback, I can do that.
Did you say all-time pastor?
Passer.
Passer. I
But
gotcha.
pastor, too.
Pastor.
Yeah.
If I'm
We'll see.
all-time quarterback for the
see.
adults, I can do it.
Okay, I'll put that out there.
All right.
We'll get a draft
Let everybody
going.
else run. I just
Yeah.
want to throw.
No, it's a good night. That'd be fun. We'll wrap it up with that.
And it's legit because the first original Thanksgiving was held outside, just so you know.
There you go.
For sure.
In case
That's
y'all
why-
didn't know that.
That's why
Like
we're.
an old school tent revival, but with food.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
That's awesome.
So that's good. That's some of the events, and I should say too, man, just getting back into kind of a regular midweek schedule too. We've got some students that lead worship. I'm excited to start teaching. I'm gonna go through the book of Hebrews this
Nice.
semester.
I like it.
So there's a lot there
Yeah.
to try to unpack.
Yeah.
Do the best I can to communicate those biblical truths, and then they get to go into small groups with these sponsors to discuss more of what that looks like, how to apply those gospel principles to their life.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about next steps here in a little bit too, but just for any adult out there that is ready to pour into students, I'd love to talk to you and just see what that would look like for you guys to fit in and kind of plug in and maybe lead a small group on Wednesday nights. We've got a lot of kids coming Wednesday nights. We've got a lot of great sponsors, but would love to have some more
Yeah.
come on and lead
Yeah.
in those small groups. And so don't just show up.
Right.
Wednesday.
Yeah, don't just
There's
walk
some-
upstairs. They
There's
may
some
stop you.
policies we got to
Yeah,
stick to, and
we have some
background
safety team
checks
downstairs.
and-
They may stop you.
They might.
some of
Yes.
that. Some of that. But man, it's been exciting to add some new sponsors to the team.
Yeah.
Always looking to add some more.
As
Never
you-
enough.
As you go through Hebrews, are you going to be making coffee?
Yes. That's
So
a
you-
great joke.
He brews while he teaches
Hebrews.
That's right. Yeah, hey, we got the espresso machine upstairs.
2 Sundays ago, or two podcasts ago, you asked for jokes. I've been trying to think
That was
of jokes.
it, man.
So I'm just trying
Nailed
to throw
it.
in some jokes.
That's pretty good.
So
Nailed it.
Hebrews.
What if
that's
I
Hebrews.
should I brew coffee as I preach?
That's what I'm
Keep
saying.
it there?
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
you're
I thought
like,
you meant just
Hebrews as he is teaching Hebrews.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I probably will. Yeah.
I like
just
it.
for you.
You're pretty legit.
Wear a barista apron.
Well,
Yes, please.
You got to remember, we're from the 90s, from the 1900s.
True.
object lessons, right?
Yes,
Yes.
all about the object
It does help.
lessons.
It helps.
It does a little bit.
Yeah. Just don't go setting any cow tongues on fire or anything.
It's true.
Long story. We won't go that way, but we're
Hebrews.
I
We're
burned.
gonna brew some good coffee.
I burned a man over a candle to symbolize hell, and it set the fire alarm off in the church during Sunday school.
You burnt a man
Yeah, you got to clarify
over
that.
a candle?
Like a figure, like a
Like a
action
G.I.
figure.
Joe?
Yeah,
Okay.
like a G.I.
I was
Joe.
like,
Set
hold
for a
up.
man.
Yeah,
What in the world? Number one, that was a dumb guy, or number two, that was a huge candle.
well, just know it was a stupid illustration.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I got in trouble for that, just
Yeah.
so y'all know.
We're older and wiser now.
Because the firefighters came there at Midwest City, and then the whole church had to exit out.
Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
my fault.
Jeez.
Don't do it.
I won't.
Don't do it.
That's a bad.
We have enough
deal.
firefighters upstairs. They wouldn't.
That's true.
They wouldn't let me.
That's true. They'd be
Do
like,
that.
hold up,
Just
stop,
that's-
stop right there.
that's not
Stop
good.
right
Well, you want to know why it happened? I didn't have enough help.
There you go.
He
Bad-
needs help so
bad
that
things
doesn't happen. Bad things happen when you don't have help.
That's so true.
Help.
So
very
true.
It is true. The more people you have up
Legit.
there, the less
Yeah.
stupid things you're going to
Yeah,
do.
for real.
So,
So seriously, if you're interested in helping out in student ministry, come see Nathan.
Yeah.
Catch him on a Sunday or on a Wednesday. Call during the week.
Yeah, come up, hang out.
let him know, and,
make you some
and he'll
coffee.
set up some time. Yeah, he'll Hebrews.
Yeah,
he brews you some coffee.
He will brew you some coffee.
That was a stretch. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
That was a stretch. But
Well, don't tell me
anyways.
to come up with jokes.
I know. No, that was yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. Both of them may be bad, but
They are.
Anyway, so let's kind of tie up or tidy up. I don't know, whatever. Put an end to the podcast
Mm-hmm.
episode by doing exactly what we intend to do
Yep.
and talking about the next steps. It's the
Good.
Next Steps podcast. It's the midweek push. We're right in the middle of Sundays. What are the next steps that we can take as we move forward to next Sunday?
So I'm going to address this from the standpoint of Sunday sermon and then kind of lead in little teaser for this coming Sunday. So if you were here Sunday morning and you heard the sermon, or maybe you watched it online, or you went back later and watched it, there's no doubt that sermon was heavily focused on salvation. And I would say to you that if you heard that sermon and you know that you're lost, that you don't know Christ as your Lord and Savior, I would say your next step, first and foremost, is to understand and realize that, one, you can no longer trust in yourself. You can't trust in yourself. You can't get to heaven based upon your own good works. You'll never be able to do enough. You'll never be able to be good enough. And so the question becomes this: if you can't trust in yourself to get to heaven, who must you trust in? Well, that's the second step. You must trust in Jesus Christ. You must place your faith in Jesus Christ. And why Jesus Christ? Because Jesus Christ was able to do what you and I could not do. I talked about faith Sunday and made the statement that faith is believing in someone that is able to do for you what you can't do for yourself. And that's the case here. We have to believe and place our faith in Jesus Christ because he lived a sinless life, a life that you and I was not able to live. And because of that, he was able to take your place and my place on the cross. And so that's why it's so important that if we want to be made right with a holy God, we must trust and place our faith in the righteousness of Christ. And the way you do that is by repenting and believing. Repenting is turning away from your sin, and then believing. As you turn away from your sin, you're turning to Christ, and you're believing in who Christ is as God in the flesh. You're believing this fact that he died on the cross in your place, and you believe this fact that he rose again from the grave. And when we do this, the Bible is very clear in Romans chapter 10, verse 9 and 10, that if we confess with our mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in our heart that God raised him from the grave, you can be saved. Because it's with the heart that one believes in this, or it's with the mouth that one confesses. What is it? My mind's going blank now. It's with the heart that one believes and is justified, and it's with the mouth that one confesses and is saved. And that is a biblical truth, and that is a biblical promise. And so right where you're at right now, man, if the Lord has drawn you to his Son, repent and believe. Ask the Lord to forgive you of your sins that have separated you from him, and tell him that you believe in who his Son Jesus is and what he came for you to do on the cross and the fact that he rose again. And understand, it's not the prayer that saves you. It's what comes from the heart. And if you mean it with the heart, man, the Lord knows that. And the Lord will save you right where you're at. And for those of us here that are watching this that are believers, here's the next step for us. What we learned from Habakkuk in Habakkuk chapter 2, the second half of verse 4 that we focused on this past Sunday, is it says, the righteous shall live by his faith. When the Lord gave that to Habakkuk, he was reminding Habakkuk that he was going to send the Chaldeans. He was going to raise them up. He was going to use them as his instruments to bring judgment down upon his people. But he was also telling Habakkuk that in the midst of that judgment, some of the righteous people, some of those that believe in the Lord, some of those that had not turned their back on the Lord, they were going to have to face some of that judgment. They were going to face some tribulation. And in that moment, what the Lord made very clear to Habakkuk is that he must continue to place his faith in the Lord, no matter what transpires and no matter whether he understands it or not. That's a next step for us. No matter what we're going through, we must continue to trust in the Lord too. We must continue to fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. The reason for that is because the Bible is very clear that Jesus was tempted in every way that you and I was tempted. The difference is that he is and was without sin. And he reveals to us, he shows us how to endure, and what we see all throughout the New Testament is we see the Apostle Paul, we see Peter, we see the names that are mentioned in Hebrews chapter 11, the individuals that placed their faith in Christ and that were able to endure because they kept their eyes focused on the Lord. And the last thing I would simply say is this, and this is the third step for the believer, and we're going to begin to see this Sunday as we get into the third chapter, and we only got 2 sermons left in the book of Habakkuk. But I made this statement this past Sunday, and we're going to begin to flesh this out in the next 2 Sundays. But this idea, this reminder, that the very faith in Jesus Christ that saved you eternally is the very same faith in Jesus Christ that will sustain you in this life personally. And Habakkuk, eventually, we're going to see a change of heart in chapter 3 in his life. And it's going to be his faith in the Lord that's going to be able to sustain him to be able to face whatever it is that he's facing. Faith is not just something that takes place the moment we get saved. It is something that we get to practice every single day of our life as a born-again believer. So that would be my next steps, Josh.
Fantastic. I'm excited to take those next steps together. I'm excited for you to take those next steps. Thanks for joining us, Nathan.
Yeah,
Thanks, Nathan.
Appreciate it.
Church, we'll see you soon. Take care. I'm not going to lie. I am really nervous to get up and